Welcome back to Marvel Maniac and MCU After Show. This is your host, Eric Cicada, aka Mr. Honest, back with you for a different type of episode. Today we're talking and walking into the multiverse without falling asleep or burning out. Because you've seen the title. Let's be real. Multiverse fatigue is the phrase of the year. Critics throw it around, fans whisper it on Reddit. Even Marvel seems to be tiptoeing through it like a sacred Kang variant. But what if it's not fatigue at all? What if the problem isn't the concept but the execution? Today, we're untangling the madness and giving the multiverse a fair shot. Let's do this. So maybe you're asking yourself, what even is multiverse fatigue? Well, let's start with the obvious. A lot of fans are tired. Not just because the MCU is big, but because it feels scattered. 1 minute we're dealing with Kang in the quantum realm, and then the next we're watching animated dinosaurs party with Star-Lord. Even when everything is possible, sometimes nothing feels like it matters. That is multiverse fatigue. Or maybe just multiverse disconnection. It's not the multiverse being broken or anything like that. It's just that we haven't been able to see why we should care about the multiverse. Let's talk about when the multiverse works. Let's go back to some of the moments that really hit. First example, I'm going to go to Loki Season 2. That finale was a spiritual gut punch. Loki choosing to hold all of time on his own shoulders. That's the multiverse done right. Big emotions, personal stakes, and a mythic payoff. Spider-Man No Way Home. 3 Peters, 1 truth, grief, healing, redemption, and a crowd screaming in a theater. That's the multiverse used for catharsis. Then we have Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Messy? Absolutely, but the core was there. A mother's grief, which we got to see amp up in a TV show, WandaVision, literally tearing through reality. Wanda's arc was anchored, and that's what make it land. Some people don't agree. They wanted to be like a full-on good non-antagonist, which is, I could see that, but I enjoy the way it went, in my opinion. I think they did a great job with Wanda in Multiverse of Madness. Then finally, we have Deadpool and Wolverine. How can we not bring this one up? It's meta as hell, but it's filled with actual stakes. Not just winks, but world-ending consequences. And for once, it felt like the multiverse was fun after a very long time. Now, let's talk about where it goes a little off the rails. Like, let's be honest, not every project nailed it. Even if I liked it. Quantumania, it really tried to set up Kang, but got lost in CGI. Just a lot of drama offset with the actor Jonathan Majors. And what if it sometimes feels like it spun the wheel on like an episode generator? Like it's not as intentional as the first season was, but I love that show. It's just more in retrospect, looking back all the way back to December now, and the last 2 Decembers, and how we were dished out those episodes. It's hard to separate what even was season 2 and 3. But Secret Invasion, now that didn't even touch the multiverse, and somehow it felt more disconnected than everything else. And that's the point. It's not about too much multiverse. It's about not grounding it. We need emotion. We need a POV. We need someone real that is standing in the middle of the chaos saying, okay, but why does this matter to me? We had a lot of that in the first saga with our original 6 Avengers. Even though Hawkeye and Natasha and even Bruce, aka Hulk, didn't have many of their own movies. I say that because of Hulk. They still stand out and their character moments hit and work. In Phase 5, I honestly think Yelena is a great new voice for the series. And I think she could be that person standing, screaming, why does this matter to me? And giving us a reason to matter. So, why does the multiverse still matter? Here's my take, and it might surprise you. The multiverse isn't just a gimmick. I don't think it's a gimmick. It's the MCU's best chance at staying emotionally relevant. It lets us reflect on choice, on destiny, on grief, on what could have been. It gave us 3 Spider-Men crying over their losses. It gave us Loki finally becoming the god he was meant to be. It gave us Wanda and what she had to lose. It even gave us Deadpool, who finally gets the weight of what he's doing. If Marvel focuses on that, if they continue to tell stories similarly, not copycat stories, but if they tell human stories inside the chaos, then the multiverse doesn't burn us out. It opens us up. I swear Deadpool and Wolverine is like the best example of that. It's a multiverse movie that doesn't even like multiverse movies because Reynolds calls it out as being overused in the movie, which is Deadpool at its best. So, multiverse fatigue. Maybe? But I argue it's not about the multiverse at all. It's about connection and it's about storytelling. When the MCU slows down and lets us feel, the multiverse becomes more than a mechanic. It becomes a mirror. And personally, I think that's still very much worth exploring. I'm Eric Cicada, aka Mr. Honest. I know this episode has been shorter than usual. You'll get similar but slightly shorter 5-minute episodes on our Patreon, patreon.com/MarvelManiac. There's 3 tiers to choose from. Any of them, you get the extra 5-minute mini-sodes we come out with. Michael Finney has been there listening to them, and honestly, I think he could use a little company. Why don't you join us? Patreon.com/MarvelManiac. If you're feeling just a tip, we got a tip jar in our About section. Never necessary, but very appreciated. And we are so happy to have you here. I am so thankful for you to be listening. If you know anyone who would like the show, please share it with a friend. Don't hesitate. Or just post a great review or a positive 5-star rating or whatnot. It goes a very long way, and I mean that sincerely. But even if you're just here to listen and leave, by all means, you're welcome here too. So personally, overall, I believe the multiverse can survive, and honestly, it could still have the best ahead of it if the movies pull it off. I'm talking Fantastic Four and I'm talking Avengers. These movies need to land, and I think they got the right team for it. So we can only see where it goes from here, but if you're fatigued, email me, MarvelManiacPod@gmail.com. What's making you tired? And what will it take to get you back into it? Also, anyone who left the MCU over this, I doubt you're listening, but I'd like to hear from you, and I'd just like to hear from anyone who loved it. What did you love about Phase 5, and what do you hope going forward? We're right in the crevice between Phase 5 and 6 right now. So it's going to be make it or break it for that final chapter of Phase 6. It's going to be a big one, and I personally think it's going to be the best. And if you made it to the end of this episode without glitching into another reality, thank you. And until next time, Avengers, disassemble.